I know this is probably not the most joyous TGIF we have had.
It's been an extraordinarily stressful time, I'm sure, for many of you. The outcome, in a two-party system with a lot of polarization in the country, it's a deeply divided country, and you have a binary outcome, right? There is no easy way through this.
It was a shock to all of us, the results of the election. It was a fair and democratic process, and we honor that.
That was the first moment I really felt like we were going to lose. And it was this massive, kick in the gut that we were going to lose. And it was really painful.
That shocking, emotional, personal display of corporate solidarity with the Democratic Party matched with a juvenile, personal, emotional rejection of the voters' will, that was a Google leadership town hall meeting the week that Donald Trump won his election in 2016. Did you catch the language there? They said we, us, first person plural. There was no separating line between Google and the Democrat campaign and Hillary Clinton. Their loss was the same loss as Hillary Clinton's. And ever since, for 4 years, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Twitter, all of them have vowed they would never again allow social media or the internet to be used by their enemies, which is their mindset towards anyone conservative. It's one of the reasons why we here at Rebel News in Canada were demonetized. That was one of the first moves by YouTube to demonetize conservative media. Well, we learned about that town hall video from Allum Bokhari, the senior tech correspondent at Breitbart.com. And over the past 4 years, you've gotten to know Allum well. I've said it many times. He's the most important journalist covering tech in America these days because he focuses on tech's political goals. And I am so delighted to say that just in the nick of time, Allum has published a new book on the subject called Deleted: Big Tech's Battle to Erase the Trump Movement and Steal the Election. And Allum joins us now. Allum, great to see you again. Thank God this book is being published. Will it, in fact, be shipped and published by Amazon? My own book was censored by Amazon for 2 months. Do you know if this book will be censored, or will it even be allowed to be published on Amazon?
Well, this is the question that all political authors have to ask themselves with big tech dominating publishing, whether it's news publishing or book publishing in so many ways. Your book was censored. They also censored Alex Berenson, who wrote a book critiquing the coronavirus panic. So it's something that Amazon is doing more and more often. So I suppose we'll see what happens there. It's also available, I'm happy to say, on Barnes & Noble and various other more traditional book retailers. So if it does go down on Amazon, there will be some alternatives. I guess we'll see what happens if they ding me for hate speech or something like that. Maybe criticizing the tech companies is going to be redefined as hate speech soon. Who knows? Yeah, isn't that the truth? And they don't even engage you in a conversation. When they ban my own book, and I don't want to talk about my own book, but I just know that when Amazon banned my book called China Virus, they refused to give any explanation other than it contradicted, quote, official sources. I can only imagine what they would do with your book, because at least I was criticizing China. You are actually criticizing the tech companies themselves. I'm worried that even your book will be censored on Facebook, on YouTube, and other places. I mean, that certainly wouldn't be the first time that, I have to be fair to them, I haven't seen any signs of this so far, but it wouldn't be the first time that big tech has tried to censor a Breitbart reporter. They've censored Breitbart stories before on Facebook. It wouldn't be the first time that big tech has censored reporting that's critical of them. I remember them censoring videos from James O'Keefe at Project Veritas exposing the tech giants. The thing is, these tech companies, there's no law regulating them, there's no oversight preventing them from interfering with journalism, from interfering with politics. And this is something that's going to be a huge, huge problem in the next election. I think that's the whole theme of the book, the 4-year plot to undermine the Trump movement and steal the election to avoid a repeat of 2016. That's been the absolute imperative for so many people inside Silicon Valley over the past 4 years. And we're going to see how that's going to impact the next election for the first time, actually, because in 2016 they were complacent. They're not going to be complacent this time. They're going to be using every tool in their arsenal to avoid a similar outcome. And by the way, Ezra, this doesn't just come from me. This comes from all of my sources inside these companies that have informed the book and informed my journalism, people inside Google, inside Facebook, inside Twitter, who've just been watching this hysteria erupt across the industry. And of course, they're unable to say anything because if you challenge the political narratives, you'll get set upon and fired and hounded out of the company by your colleagues, much like Sir James Damore was when he critiqued left-wing narratives. But all of these sources, they say the same thing, that there was a complete panic inside every single major big tech company after Trump won in 2016. And afterwards, what happened was this outgrowth of all these new words they invented: misinformation, hate speech, fake news, conspiracy theories, all of these words that give them plausible deniability, but have basically served as a way to ban Trump supporters from their platforms over the past 4 years. Not just ban them overtly, which you can see, but also suppress them covertly in the algorithms.
That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.